All right, so today's webinar is on features that we've recently added, large features, and some other features that we just want to make sure everyone knows how to use and that we feel are very important to be relating to your customers, that you're able to offer these features and how they work. So obviously, a very good salesperson really knows what they're selling in and out. So we want to make sure that you're understanding everything so you can be as good of a salesperson as possible for your products that you're offering your customers. So one of the latest features that we've added was and just before we get started again, we are going to go over features, go over sub-licensees, and then do the Q&A at the end. So the app or the mobile web page to website page to mobile conversion feature is something that we just added recently. Now the goal of this is to make it so that if there's a page that you don't want to recreate or it's really complicated, that we're able to just pretty much put in a URL and pull in all the information from that web page and make it aligned in a mobile friendly way. There was a lot and is a lot of things that can come up that we have a hard time dealing with this, because obviously we don't have control over their website. If they're not following like standard protocols for like their navigation bar and footer, and they name them something different because we try and strip those things out, it won't strip them out. So it's really, you have to kind of play with it. You may have to still create the page manually, which always looks better. Obviously it's more work on your end when you initially build it, but anytime you create a page manually on a mobile website and app, they look far better. But this is an easy way for less complex websites to just enter the URL and be able to pull in the information. So when you are on your builder, you can click. There's several pages that have this ability. I always use the custom page if you're going to just pull in a website. It doesn't really matter. Again, all of these different features you can use for any type of page, like the contact us page, or well, that's probably not a good example, but like the about page or the blog or the hotel reservations or the news feed or the MLS listings. You can actually use these for any type of page you want, because you can rename the page and change the icon. So by doing that, you can actually use the different features of the different pages for whatever type of page that you want. So I always use custom page for a lot of things. Like most of you should know, on the right hand side here you can change the icon either to one of the icons that we have, or you can select files and upload your own icons for the app to be able to use. And then here is where you would change the name of the page, and we're just going to call it mobile page. And then obviously we have in bold here now web page to mobile conversion, because we really want you to be aware of that feature. So really it is as easy as we could possibly make it. So you have a URL spot here, and if you still want to do a manual page, you just click manual page, and then that's where the different features come up for creating a manual page. And then add a URL to an existing page. So this will not do the mobile conversion. This will just link to an external page out there, and it can be a mobile page, or it could be a regular website page. So I have a couple examples here of how this works. So here is a kind of a complicated website. It's a local magazine in Madison, and to enter that, all I do is just copy the URL, paste it in there, and click save. And obviously it still has the same icon that we put on there, which you would obviously want to change. But then this will show you, and again, the iPhone preview here is not always going to work exactly how it should on the phone, because this is an actual website and we make it look to be like a phone. But like videos and different things that have different plugins and stuff won't actually work on the preview. You'll have to look at them on your phone. So when I click on the page now, So again, we didn't enter anything but that URL, and it pulls in, and you can see it. Obviously, they follow normal protocol, which means that they name their navigation bar, which is kind of the standard name of a navigation bar. So we're able to strip it out, and the footer as well. But so we're pulling all the images and all the text. So obviously, there's a few things, and we're still looking at giving you the ability to edit the page once it's on there. Now here's the problem with doing that. Once we add that feature, you can, anytime they update their website at that point, you will not get, and it won't update the mobile website. So really it's the lesser of two evils when it comes to that. Either you cannot edit it, which is how it is now, and when they update their website, it'll automatically update the web page, or we make it so it's editable, and then if they update their website, it's not going to change the actual page. You would have to redo the entire page when they do it. So we're looking at giving you the option to do one or the other. But right now, it just pulls in, and you cannot edit it once it's in here, but it'll automatically update when they update their website. So you can see it pulls in everything. There's their archive. You can see, where's their archive on here? I guess I don't know where that is exactly pulling the archive name from. Dining in recipes. Oh, dining in recipes archive. Okay, so it's pulling, you can see there's the first version, or the first part of that, dining recipes, and it lists all of those, the author, and then it shows the small dishes blog. So you can see it's pulling all that right in mobile. Now it's also stripping out CSS, so it's stripping out the entire background. So if I put a background on this mobile website, it will actually make the background behind these images that you upload. So it won't be just a white background. Usually white out, a lighter background works the best. But it will use whatever you put on there for the background. And there's this guy's blog. And you can see it stripped out the footer also and puts in everything else. Today's top deals, they're everywhere. So that is how this works. Now obviously this is a very complex site because there's a lot going on here, and it did fairly well for pulling that information in here. When you have a little less complex site like restaurants, I mean magazines, things like that actually have a lot of money or something, may build a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 custom app that integrates with their databases. That's not really what our platform is for. You can make it work as much as possible for larger companies, but our platform is really for the small to medium-sized business that is not going to spend $20,000, $30,000 on a native app and mobile website they're going to integrate with their databases. They just need something to make them mobile friendly. And that's what our platform's for. So here's a little less complex website, which more likely what you'd be working with. And all we're going to do is replace that URL with the new one. Click Save. Now this will give you an example of they did not follow normal standards for labeling their header. It's probably some local developer just names it whatever he wants. Sometimes developers will do that. But when you click it, you'll see the difference is it has the nav bar. We weren't able to strip it out because it's not labeled the way that usually they are. But it's still there. It doesn't look terrible. But you can see how nicely it just laid out their entire menu. So that menu you would have had to enter manually, obviously, if you did it manually, or it just automatically pulled it right in there. You can see, and that took 2 seconds. Copy, paste. And now we have the menu right here. It would have been nice. Now if you have something like this, you can email us the website through your support tab, and we can actually strip it out for you if you have an issue like this. Where the nav bar, so if the navigation bar and the footer actually are getting pulled into your mobile website, just email us and we can have this stripped out. Because you can see how great this would look if it would have stripped this out. It would have started right there. It would have had their logo, a nice picture, and then showed their menu right below it. And we would have named this page Dining because that's what it was here, is their dinner or whatever. Brunch would be the same thing. and then you can do one for each page. So that's how the mobile web conversion. It's not perfect, but it can make, you know, little less complex websites very mobile friendly very quickly, and really make it so you could make 10 pages in literally 2 seconds by copying and pasting the URLs in there. So you're going to want to test that out. Now, if you really can't get it to work well for a website, then you always have the option to create the pages manually, which looks far better anyways, because you can have a nice image next to them and perfectly laid out, mobile friendly. So that's the app conversion. Another feature that we just added, let's just add a couple things here just so you can see. I just want to add a couple icons so you can kind of see this other new feature that we added. Find us. Alright, so the layout is another feature that we added. So down the road, we're actually going to be redoing this add as app thing. So on the icon page, it's going to actually have icons. It's just going to look a little more mobile friendly, or a little more friendly to the layout that you're using. But we just added the ability to have a tab layout. So when you click on appearance, you'll see right here in the middle it says icons tabs. When I click on tabs, click save, it just now converted this mobile website to a tab. So you don't, it doesn't change anything, still the exact same pages. So it's going to take me to Yahoo. All that it's going to do is lay it out, lay your mobile website out and app into the tab version rather than icons. To flip back, just save icons. It's now back to the icons. So that can kind of give you a little more diversification as far as your look and feel of your apps. We also have coming, so I'm sure you've seen on native apps at the bottom here a black bar with white icons. That ability to have that kind of nav bar is also coming probably within a month or two, probably a month. You'll be able to have that kind of app where it just has the icons on the bottom. You can have, you know, a huge image right in the middle, and you wouldn't even need any icons on it. So that's coming. So this is a new feature. Just click tabs, changes it to the tab version or the icon. So that's under appearance in your admin. Something that we added also is you can add text to your home page now. So you could even, you know, not have any icon and just create a one-page landing page, you know, if you want to enter like HTML here. And if you ever want to enter HTML for the more advanced people, on the WYSIWYGs, you just click the HTML right there, and you can actually enter your own code here for HTML. I see a lot of hands up. You're going to want to save those for, just need to make sure that everyone is able to hear and see. Hear loud and clear. Not seeing, oh man. You know what? I never showed my screen this entire time. That's why I should have been paying attention to the questions. I apologize, everyone. I was not sharing my screen that entire time. It's terrible. All right. Well, just to reiterate on the what I was doing was we were talking about the mobile conversion. That's terrible. I went through a whole bunch of stuff. So what I was doing was showing you, I usually use the custom pages, and then when you edit it, at the beginning of everyone's page, it says web page to mobile conversion, manual. Now this web page to mobile conversion is what I've been blabbing about this whole time without actually you being able to see it, is you just enter the URL in this place. And then when you add that, so let's go back to the complicated website, and we will add that URL. So again, you know, this, now you can see what I was talking about. Stripped out the navigation bar and laid out everything from that website in a mobile friendly version. Now this is a more complex website, and it did a fairly good job of bringing that in from their website. But like I said before, it's not perfect. Now I'm going to show you a more simplified website that when I was talking about. that it pulls in very nicely. And again, there's only a few pages that allow you to do this, or there is a few pages like custom pages. I guess you just have to see it. At the beginning, it'll show that in bold web page to mobile conversion. So now, here's one that we know when I talked about the navigation bar not being stripped out, you can see that they didn't follow protocol and there's a navigation bar. So if they did pull it out, it would have looked like that. And like I said before, if a footer or a navigation bar is not being pulled out, you can email us through your support tab and we will fix that. But you can see how nicely it laid out that menu without you having to do anything but entering that URL. So that's a huge feature for less complex websites to be able to just quickly pull in, the different pages from their website, and it automatically lays them out mobile friendly. All right, so there you were able to see what I was talking about there. As far as appearance and the tabs, when I was all jacked up showing you about how it flips back and forth, under appearance, you can flip to the tabs. Again, the background and everything about the page itself will show behind the tabs, just like the way that you had it before. Or if I click icons, you can just flip back and forth. So it won't change anything, just the layout of the page. And like I said, we're going to be adding this part along the bottom here. So for another way that you can have your icons, it's a black bar like most native apps have. We're going to actually have that down at the bottom where you're going to be able to choose that also. So again, it's under appearance, click tabs, save, automatically change it. Will not change any of the work that you've done on the website, just the layout, and boom, back to the icons. So then I started going into, at the bottom you can now put text on your home page, or you could even just make a one-page app just by adding HTML code. Again, on the WYSIWYG editor, it says HTML. If you're more advanced, you can add HTML code to pages right there, and you could just put it HTML there and just have a one-page kind of advertisement, or you could just type out and have a one-page kind of app without any features or anything like that. So we added that ability, or you can put text above the icons right there. Completely up to you, how you want to do that. For the really more advanced designers, custom CSS, you can put your CSS. I'm not a designer developer, I don't really know how all that works, but you can put the CSS code and stuff in there, and that will actually be, they can change the whole look and feel of the entire mobile website as an app using that. Again, that's for more advanced. So those are two of the new features: the app, or the web page to mobile conversion, the tabs, the layout, and we have another layout, like I said, coming within the next month. Another big feature is on the QR code. We made it so you can now create multiple QR codes. So you're automatically going to get one for the mobile website. You scan that, and what your businesses can do is click download, and that will actually download the app to an image, or the QR code, and they can just put that image on their marketing material or email signatures, wherever you want to put it, and when they scan that, it'll automatically go to their mobile website. Now, let's say you want to create another one. You just put in the URL that you want the code, like a YouTube URL or whatever you want the QR code to link to, hit save, boom. Now this QR code will go to Yahoo. So you can now create as many QR codes as you want for your businesses right inside the master admin, or I'm sorry, the builder for that mobile website. It's a nice addition, so you could give a business 5 QR codes or even charge them for multiple QR codes. So that was a feature we just added. Another big feature is everybody knows when you're creating a mobile website and web app, you are originally creating on a subdomain of your domain. So you can see right here, yourbusiness.mobymadison would be the actual domain of that mobile website originally. We gave you the ability to be able to change that for the business. So let's say the business's website is sardine.com, like this website up here. Usually when a business has a mobile website, they usually put the mobile website as m.sardine.com. So like m.mobymadison or m. whatever. That's usually what they are. So you can actually change it to that without owning their domain or having access to it. So what you would do is click change URL at the top here, or you can click account. When you click change URL, it's just going to take you to the account page. You now see what the current mobile website URL is right here, and you can always change it, the subdomain of yours, to something shorter or whatever you want. But underneath there it says my own website URL. So what you would do here is enter m.sardine.com. Now when you hit save, this is only going to save it in our system. It is not going to completely save it. It won't actually work yet. This saves it in our system, so it'll actually work on our side. But then there's an instructions for changing domain, and that should be lighting up in blue to make it a little simpler to know. But you click on that, and this gives you the exact instructions of what that business needs to do on their domain to actually make that work. So kind of like what you did when you set up your domains with us, is like M is when you put in the A record for and added a either a star or an @ symbol. What they would do if they wanted m.pizza, they would put an M in their domain, like GoDaddy or whatever, and then use this IP address. So the same kind of thing as when we set up our DNSs, you're really doing the same thing for them. All they have to do is add an A record for whatever domain. It could be a full domain, doesn't have to be a subdomain of theirs. It could just be, pizza.com. They would just send that. Or if they want it to be the subdomain, they would point m.pizza.com to this. And that's all that they have to do. You hit save. As long as you have it in there, it will automatically change the URL to that mobile website to whatever you have in there. So that is a nice feature, to be able to change the URL to what they actually use. Now that does not do anything with the redirect code. That just changes the URL of the actual mobile website. You still are going to want to use the mobile redirect code. Always tell them or their developers to put it into the header, and we're going to have videos on all of this. We're in the process of redoing all of the videos, even in your master admin, taking them off YouTube, making them all integrated with the pages, completely non-branded. We're in the process of that. But for now, have them copy and paste this code into the header of the website that you're creating this for. And putting in the header is important, because what happens is when you're going to a website, it's getting read from the top down. If you put this code like at the bottom of the code of the home page of the website, like in the footer, it's going to read their website first before, and it's going to mess up the mobile app. So what you're going to want to do is have them put this code in the header of their website, and what that'll do is automatically immediately recognize that it's getting access from an iPad or a tablet or a phone, and render the correct mobile friendly version that you've created. So combining the two is you would still have to do if you want to redirect their main page to this to the mobile friendly version. Just creating the URL or changing the URL does not redirect it to your mobile app. It would redirect it if you go to m.pizza.com, it would go to your app, but not if you go to pizza.com. You would still want to use this redirect code with them. All right, so the redirect code. So let's see, the advertisements we added, so I just kind of want to go over this. What this is, it allows you to put an actual advertisement on the mobile website itself. And a great idea for your customers is to tell them that they can, really have a free app just by, let's say, for example, a real estate agent. They always have a mortgage broker they work with. They always have a title company they work with, or an appraiser. They could tell those people that, on my app for $20 a month, you can have, an advertisement for your business. They have 2 people on there, they're selling for $20, they could pay for their whole app. You could tell them you could even make money on your app by adding advertisements to their website. Or you could get advertisements and tell the people, you know, I'll give you a discount if you let me put advertisements on your website, on your mobile website. There's a lot of different ways that you can use this advertisement to barter with businesses, or to tell them, you know, if you want to pay for your app, totally put advertisements on there from other businesses. It's a great tool to use to help get business and kind of exchange business too. So all that you have to do is you're just naming the type of the business. This URL is what the advertisement will actually link to, as far as like when you click on it on the mobile website, it'll actually link to whatever URL you put in there. It could be mobile, could be a regular website, and then you just upload the image. And it works best if you have a long image that kind of spans across, then matches the app. But you can put square images on there too. And then you just choose where you want that ad to be located. So you could do the home page, top. You could uncheck all of these, and that's the only place that it would show. You can have second page, just second page, third, fourth page, and that's all there is to it. So I just want to point that out because it's a great feature to be able to use to tell businesses, you know, yeah, maybe your app's $50 a month, but sell a couple of advertisements on there, or some of your referral partners or whoever your partners are, put them on there, charge them a little bit to be on there, and have a free app, or get them to buy an app and give them a discount. Give your customer a discount for referring them, and then get them all to put each other on the apps. Is kind of a good way to do it too. So that's a good feature to use to kind of work with your businesses. We just added e-commerce, so you can now create pay buttons on like products, menus, things like that on the app. So if you click on this e-commerce up here, this is kind of like the overall. So this doesn't actually create a button up here. Like I said, we're going to have video tutorials on all of this eventually. But what you would do is just connect your PayPal or Google Checkout account. And what that does is just automatically link the account, a currency of what you want to use. If you have a shipping cost or a tax rate, you can put those in there. And what'll make it standard across the board. Google Checkout, we couldn't integrate the shipping. It didn't really work. So then what you do is when you're creating a page, I just realized that whole beginning of this video tutorial, or this webinar, even though you guys couldn't see it, I did record it on my screen, so the recording will actually show up, but you guys didn't see it. It's a random thought. So when I'm creating let's say products, I'm going to create a products page. Let's say I'm going to add a page. So you're going to add a product, you know, whatever you want to add as the product. You can add an image for the product right here. And then you can click right there, include e-commerce button. You have not enabled e-commerce. Okay. So I guess I have to put in, let's just see if it'll take a fake email address. Save. Okay. So now it should show. So let's go back to create a product. Click it, and then now when I click that, I can name the item. So this will actually show like next to the buy now button. Put a price in there, and here's the default shipping and tax rate. You can change those. You can decide if it's a buy now or a subscription button. Subscription button would be like a monthly charge. And then you can decide, do you want it at the top or the bottom of the page? And then you just click add, and that will automatically add that pay button to that page or to that product. And you can do a different button for every single product that you have, or menu, or whatever you want to be able to order. I believe it's on like the menus, the products page, and also the custom page, which you can do on everything right there. Include e-commerce button. So you could create a donation page, you know, call this donations. You know, for if you're doing a nonprofit or something like that kind of website, create a full page for them and have a donation button right at the bottom, and then even a monthly donation is a subscription button for businesses or people to be able to donate right through the page. So that was a feature that we added. So you can now add pay buttons to those different pages. All right, so that I think, let's see, e-commerce, QR codes, Analytics Mobile Direct is pretty much the main thing. This part here we added a little while ago. You can actually make these disappear. So since your payment is not directly linked to the registration, we made it so that this will display and they click that and it will take them to the payment buttons that you added, like that. And then once you obviously know they pay, because you get an email every time someone pays you through PayPal, in your master admin you would just click pay now, or that customer paid, and it will actually remove this feature right up there at the top. All right, I want to go into the sub-licensees program that we added, and then we'll do a Q&A because we only have about 20 minutes left. So in your master admin, you will have a sub-licensee tab. So this sub-licensee tab, we added instructions on what sub-licensee is about. So really what a sub-licensee is when you add a sub-licensee under yourself, we now become just your development company, your technology company behind the scenes. Now obviously for you as a licensee of Multiply, we provide you with webinars and support and training and technical support as far as how things work. When you add a sub-licensee, we now become only your development company and technology company. And we only talk to you and will help you with technology issues that you have. You now become us with you, like a Multiply with you, minus the technology, having to worry about the technology. You can create an entire region or entire licensing company literally underneath you. Now this is not a pyramid because we don't get involved with their payment or anything and take money from you and them. We only charge you to be able to have sub-licensees under you. And it's a set fee based on the technology that we provide you. And then you obviously are able to charge them whatever you want. So how this works is you would find sub-licensees, and on everyone's marketing website, we gave you a page, and you can take this page off if you don't want it on there, and you can actually rename it other. Whoa, that's in Vietnamese. If you click on resellers at the top, you can change the name of that or even take it off. It talks about the opportunity, and there's even a video, does not say Multiply, it's completely generic, that you can promote having sub-licensees under you. Now you wouldn't call them sub-licensees, you would call them your licensees. They're considered sub-licensees to us under you, so we can know who we can talk to, who we can't to. We will not talk to these people whatsoever. We don't even want them to know who Multiply is. So we actually strip out everything out of their master admin that says Multiply. As of right now, there's no even video tutorials in there. Once we have all these video tutorials redone, and completely non-multiplied and not on YouTube, just actually integrated in the page, then we will put them back on there for them. So they'll have video tutorials too. And like I said, on the builder also. This page will have this form here. This will go to you, not us. What happens is whatever email address you have in your master admin panel, under marketing website, contact information, that is what they will see. I don't know why this changed to Vietnamese on me. I think our developers are working on Vietnamese. Whatever you have here in the contact information, that's where this form will get sent to. So anytime you get inquiries, you could actually create, your own mobile, your own page or your own domain that gets forwarded to this, and then you have like your own landing page for getting sub-licensees. Now, when we set up a sub-licensee, and again, I apologize, developers are working on different languages. When you set up a sub-licensee, what happens is you go to this new sub-licensee and submit this form, which will be in English in most of yours. You submit this form to us, and that will come to us, and we will actually set them up like we set you up. Now, once they're set up, that will actually get emailed to you, not them. We will not have any contact with them whatsoever. Everything goes to you. So we give you their setup. We'll set up their marketing site, set up their master admin and everything. But then we email it to you. We put in a generic get started guide for you to use and brand with yourself that you can provide to them. We also put our individual license agreement that you can change, multiply, to your business name, change the terms of it, even put a signature spot on there, to have them sign something. But you can use that agreement however you want. You can edit it, change it. You just want to make sure you take Multiply's name off of the entire thing and put your name on there. And then we also put a non-branded DNS change form. This is the same one that we gave you that shows you how to make the DNS changes for your sub-licensees. So you can provide that to them on how to make their DNS changes. So again, you can create your own entire region just by marketing that page, bringing them on. Now you are responsible for the training and support to those people. So you could build, we're only getting $50 a month because all that we're going to be doing then is providing you the technology and the support to you as far as, training and stuff like that. It is your responsibility to train and support your sub-licensees. But the benefits are huge because you could, build up a large network of your own sub-licensees, and they can all be private branded too, so they can have their own brand, and you could kind of be their kind of central hub to train and support, and we will be behind the scenes with the technology supporting their platform and things like that. So it's really, you can be your own licensing company without having to worry about the technology side. We still provide that. We will not have any contact with your sub-licensees, and you cannot send them to us for support either because we won't work with them. We only work with you as a licensee. So that's kind of how the sub-licensee system works. For the $50 a month, you'll get 25 apps that you can use. So that's $2 a piece minimum. And so obviously we made that less than what it costs for you because you need to obviously be able to mark that up too for them to make money. We will monitor if you try setting up a sub-licensee for yourself and using those apps. So because they're cheaper, we'll actually terminate your entire agreement and you won't be a licensee at all. So don't abuse it. We're giving you a discount on your sub-licensees so you have more room to profit with your sub-licensees. So now with that said, you get 25 for each of them initially for the $50 a month. But you can divvy that up however you want. You could just tell them, you're going to take $10 for every app that they make. You don't have to tell them that they have 25. You can divvy that up however you want to them. Now you can't split the 25 between multiple sub-licensees, but you could say, you get 5 for $50, $100 a month or whatever, and charge them, however you want. You charge them a per app or whatever you want to do, but you can really control what you're going to charge them and how many apps they get and stuff like that. From us, you'll get initially 25, and then it's pretty much $2 an app for sub-licensees. And obviously it's $4 an app for current licensees or for our licensees. And again, don't try and abuse the system because we want you to be successful having your own sub-licensees, so we actually discount it even in half for them. So we're, again, just providing technology, you're providing everything else. So that's the sub-licensee program. And again, you can kind of build your own system and how you want to train them. We have some people that are going to kind of focus on that and just train and support sub-licensees on how to sell and get out there and sell. And you don't have to worry about technology. You're literally getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, even replicated for that. I mean, you could have a business just like Multiply yourself without having to worry about the technology and only paying $50 for us to manage that for you. All right, I think I have spewed enough Let's go to the board. Let me pull down the question thing. I know there's about 30 things on here telling me that you cannot see the screen. All right, so I'm going to answer some questions here. You can also raise your hand. We've noticed a lot of times it doesn't work with internet connections and things like that. So I'm going to try and answer these questions that you sent through here, and then we will go from there. All right, can you start over? No, we cannot. We have this video recording, so you'll be able to watch it later. Let's see. Oh, that was probably back when you couldn't see my screen. Can you start over? All right, can a sub-licensee then turn around and sub-licensee again? Good question, Kem. No, that would be a pyramid. So we cannot go any further than you. And that's why we don't want your sub-licensees to know who we are as a company, because you're the company. Even if they did who we are, we're not going to talk to them because they're your sub-licensees. You're supporting them. You're the people they want to go to train them and things like that. So a sub-licensee will have more of a stripped-down master admin than you. They won't have the sub-licensee. They won't have News for Multiply. They won't have the documents that we provide them. We're going to give you the ability eventually to be able to upload your own documents for them, upload your own videos for them. We will have generic videos on there soon for them that aren't branded with us and that are not on YouTube. They're integrated. But no, they will not have the ability to add their own sub-licensees. That becomes a pyramid scam. And we are not about being an MLM. They're not scams technically, but we're not an MLM. We're a software and application software company, licensing company, and we're providing you with the technology. All right. Will Multiply be marketing for others to sell license under Multiply name? Will Multiply be marketing for others to sell license? Not at this time. I think I know what you're saying. Will Multiply eventually get out of licensing directly and just market and give out leads to people like yourselves to be able to just find your own licensees? Not at this time. I'm not saying that may be, and kind of in a longer term vision, we are very good at providing the technology and support and training. My vision is, down the road of not having direct sub-licensees under us. We would like to be just the technology company and plus provide training and support to people that want to build their own regions. Now, we're not getting rid of licensees, and we're always going to support our licensees. But as this evolves, if people start adding a lot of sub-licensees, we may get out of license directly, and then all of our leads coming in would go out to people in their areas for them to add as sub-licensees. So I think that answers your question, John. As of right now, we still add sub-licensees, licensees. Down the road, we may get out of that. If people are adding a lot of sub-licensees, we may then distribute our leads out to people in their respective areas and territories, and then they can add them under them. But not right now. The sub-licensee program needs to grow before we even visit that. Barcodes for coupons. You can create coupons. Right now, you got to kind of, Rich, you got to kind of use the system how it is at this point. You can create a coupon page, and then when you go to that on the app, find out what the URL is, and then create QR codes for those coupons. You can just create a new QR code, plop in the URL for that coupon itself on the app, and that will give you a QR code then for that actual coupon. As far as regular barcodes, we will not most likely be adding regular barcodes we won't be adding regular QR codes, regular barcodes for the actual coupons. We will be using QR codes at this time. Can the customers use Google AdWords for their apps? Good question, Nate. Right now, I think you're saying for the advertisements. We have that on the list to add. So right now, you can only add your own picture or image for advertisements. We will be adding the ability for you to add Google AdWords to the apps also. So that's coming. Can I concentrate on the sub-licensees? Yes. We obviously want to give you the option because you need to learn the system obviously and know the system also. if you're going to actually have people underneath you. So if you want to focus on that, you can, but you still have the ability to sell apps, and you need to know the system for selling directly to business. You're not going to be a very good trainer if you don't even know how to sell them yourself. So, but you can focus on that. If you don't want to train people, you can always use our affiliate program. Some people are taking advantage of that, and send licensees to us, and you can get 20% ongoing, and then you don't have to do any training or anything like that. We still provide it. So you have both of those options. But Anderson, to answer your question, you could focus on that. When you open view source of the, let's see, where did I go? When you open view source of the home page, the multiply appears. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Email that through support. Again, this is to answer basic questions about things that you can't get answered through support, or if it's a technical issue or something like that, send it through support and we will fix it. If it's something that needs to be fixed. Let's see. I think I know what you're saying though, and we will get that fixed. How will you protect the integrity of territories with licensing RAM? We monitor territories. Again, there's no exclusive territories to begin with. We monitor areas and make sure, if somebody's doing well, we're not going to put anyone near them, and things like that. And it's going to be the same thing with sub-licensing. We have to set up every sub-licensee, so we'll kind of monitor and make sure that there's not people, crossing paths that are doing well. Let's see. I see on certain mobile websites, PDFs or docs will open on your phone, but I try to implement the same thing on the mobile version of their site. It says error when they try. You're going to have to send that through technical support, so we can look to see if there's something that needs to be fixed, Jake. Tell me about the SMS component for. There is no. Okay, good question, Kem. There is no SMS also for sub-licensees. We provide, a platform that you can use SMS for. It's a system that we provide for free. You just, there's no monthly fee or reseller fee to use it. You just buy, the credits that you need, the keywords that you need. But that's branded with Multiply. We're not doing a multi-level SMS platform. You can always become a reseller of, we have a partnership with Trumpia. But anytime you become a reseller to be able to resell something like that, you're going to be paying fees for that. We just provide the SMS platform for you to use for free, and you kind of use them as is. But so your sub-licensees, and again, our main business is providing the best mobile websites and web apps, platform and builder and system and business out there. SMS is secondary. It's not really our main component. As we grow, we may integrate it with the platform, and at that time, but there's so many regulations with SMS platforms, and that people need to be notified who's sending it, things like that. It would almost be it would be pretty complicated to have for our sub-licensees at this time. We are looking at some options, so that may come. How many licensees are you planning to have? There is no set number right now. With less than 2% of businesses having any mobile websites and apps, there's no way. People are going to cross paths for a long time. Does anyone have a good price point for their apps in their market? That's something you can send through on the community page. We're building a community page. If you have things like that you want to be able to share with other people or ask questions, as we build that, you can send that through there, and we'll do that. Really, what we're seeing, the price point on average is about $40 per month for an app. I personally think that less plans is better. It's less complicated, 1 or 2 plans, for your businesses. Being able to say, for $50 a month you get unlimited everything is pretty powerful. But that's a good one for the community once we get it built. Are you going to update the brochure with all new features? Good idea, Brant. We haven't updated that brochure lately. Yes, I will put that on our list for our marketing team to update the brochure with the features. How many licensee will you put in one area? Again, Brett, there's if you're doing okay, if you sit on that area for 6 months and not do anything, we're probably going to add a licensee. But as of right now, there's no set standard. We just monitor. As long as you're out there being active, we're not going to put anyone by you. What other technology you may add to this service as part of your future vision? It's a good question. We actually started working on, now nobody get too excited about this because we still have a lot of work to do on this. We are working on having the ability for our platform to build native apps also. So we've been sketching this out for a while, and there are no promises. And there's definitely extra fees when that happens with publishing native apps. There's a lot more work that goes into native apps, and that's why they are not the future of the app world for small and medium-sized businesses. But with that said, some businesses are stuck on wanting native apps, and just having that in your tools, even though it's going to cost them a fee to publish them, we are working on the ability for our platform to automatically create native apps also for iPhone and Android. And then what would happen is once they say that they want a native app also, they would have to pay a publishing fee and either publish it under our publishing account. We would have a generic publishing business name account, or they would have to create a development account with Apple to get it published under, or Android, and we would publish them under there. But there would definitely be a publishing fee. There's a lot of updates and things that go along with native apps. So I'm not giving any promises. I'm just letting you know it's something that we have been building and outlining and working on for a while. So at that point, you would be able to offer a mobile website, web app, which is the future of small businesses. Obviously, if you want to integrate with databases and things like that, you're still talking $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 custom app. But also being able to add native apps with the platform, but they are not going to be custom integrated native apps. It's just so you can tell them that they can have a native app they can download. It's going to be the exact same thing that is on their web app. Again, because these are not custom integrated apps. They would be paying $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in some cases to actually be able to have a native app. And I need to hurry. We're going to get kicked off of here. So let's see. Do sub-licensees have ability to custom web pages to their marketing site? Yes. Can we add our Google Plus info to the home page of our marketing sites? I think we did just add that. Yes, you can do that. You can add Google Plus now to your marketing site, and you can add it to the app itself. Do you allow international sub-licensees? Yes. If I set up a real estate broker with 200 agents, can I set up a banner ad to monetize, invest on all of them? Right now, Dan, it's individual. We'll work on and have been kind of talking about working on adding the ability to have a one managed advertisement system for your apps. It may be down the road a little bit, but it's something that we're eyeing up here. iPad apps or tablets, download resolution. Not sure what you mean. Apps Bar is apparently offering all of this native, but they cannot be sold. I have a customer that wants to be able to sell apps. I do not know if we will be able to, if you can have them pay for it. I think you still will. So even the apps that you publish with this, the business would be able to charge for those apps. All right, so that's it. This was recorded. It will be on the discussion board, or I'm sorry, your learning forum. Next week we'll probably get back into a little more sales and stuff like that. Again, email through your support tab with any questions or technical issues that need to be addressed. Thanks, and we will be in touch.